All right, you're watching Business Live. We are monitoring news from around the world that may affect you, including the next one you're about to hear. Now, after the blow of having its Android license revoked by Google in response to U.S. government demands, Huawei has issued its first response, which leaves more questions open than it answers. In a statement, Huawei underscores its contributions to the growth of Android globally, which most recently saw the company's Android phone sales growing by double digits, whilst every other leading smartphone vendor was shrinking or stagnant. That statement reassures current owners of Huawei that they will continue to receive security updates and after-sales service. That promise also covers phones that are already shipped and in stock at stores globally, but no additional promises are made beyond that. Let's make sense of all that is happening around. As host of Geek Squad on Joy FM, Kobe Spike and Kuma joins me in studio to update us and make us understand what is happening. And as we've been saying, we know that Google has revoked the license of Android license of Huawei, which I think Kobe Spike and Kuma is the second leading smartphone producer or distributor across the globe, manufacturer across the globe. Let us understand how things have escalated to this level.
Okay, so sometime in August last year, the United States of America decided they were banning sales of Huawei devices in America because of fears that they were spying on them, or they had the possibility of being used to spy on them. And that notwithstanding, we still saw Huawei grow in sales, and they made some tremendous profits. Huawei is not only known for making consumer products like smartphones and tablets and computers, but they also sell enterprise-level equipment for network companies and even telecommunication companies. So they also make money from there. But this is a huge blow, because you're basically saying that they can't do business with Google, they can't do business with Intel, they can't do business with Microsoft or Qualcomm. Any American company cannot do business with Huawei.
Well, so what does it mean really that the Android license has been revoked by Google? What does it mean for me using that device?
Okay, so if you're using a device right now, you're safe, because you'll still get updates, you'll still get security support, everything already working on your phone will work. It's phones that are yet to be shipped. Phones that have even been shipped and are in the stores are still safe.
Okay, because that was a question of concern for people who are already using Huawei, whether or not they could still update the apps they have on their phone.
They can update their apps, but they may not get the latest Android updates, being the Android Q. Right now we're on Android P, the Android Pie. So the Android Q may not be available to Huawei devices when that update is released, because basically it has been terminated. That license has been revoked. But as it stands, whatever they have now, they will release. They would get updates for their apps. They would get updates. They'll get support from Google. Google Play Protect will still support them. But phones that are yet to be released, phones that are yet to hit the market, will not come with the Play Store. No Gmail, no YouTube, no Google search.
Well, which could be frustrating for me if I was a business person, and you know that of late business is driven by technology. All right, so that's the impact on the users, but of course it's going to have a massive impact, as you point out, on Huawei and its operations. Tell us how they're going to be hit by this.
Okay, so considering that in the Chinese market already, they have this system where Google services do not work. YouTube does not work in China, so they have their own alternative. Google does not work in China, so they have an alternative. They have Weibo, they have Baidu, they have WeChat, because Facebook and stuff do not work there. But in the other parts of the world, like in Africa and Europe, where we are so used to using Google services, this is going to be a problem. Consider that you can't sign into your Gmail on your phone because you don't even have the Gmail app on your phone. That may be a problem. There are alternatives, but are people used to using alternatives? They are used to what they already have, so you're going to create another learning curve. Now, this may dissuade people from buying these devices, no matter how good they are. And that may be a problem for Huawei. On the other hand, Google too could suffer in the long run, because Huawei is, well, they saw this coming. They saw that there could be a possibility of America having, coming up with this. So they started developing their own OS. And rumor has it that it seems to be even more efficient than Google's Android OS. Now, if this turns out to be true and Huawei puts it out there and people, the users start using it and they seem to find it better. Yeah, the tables may
Okay,
turn.
so one last question, because we're running out of time on this one. The US-China trade war is escalating. We don't see an end in sight. How do you see things playing out? Is the US going to continue with these threats? Is Huawei going to come out miraculously somewhat? What's going to happen?
Well, I think this is going to be a battle between the governments rather than the IT companies, because I foresee, okay, so you've blocked Huawei. You've asked businesses not to do business with Huawei. Now, what happens when China also says same? China says, okay, our factories are no longer going to manufacture your devices. Our factories, our people, they make noise and tell other people, you know, this has become, quote unquote, a war. So we're also not going to patronize American products or goods or services. I think America would be hit very, hugely, because cars, food, everything. Think about the impact of this. And when it happens, I think that will come to a compromise, because nobody wants to be on the losing side.
All right, thanks for the perspective. Kobe Spike Nkrumah there. He's host of Geek Squad on Joy FM. That's every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You don't want to miss it. I'm sure they will have a conversation about that too.
Yep.
Thanks, Kobe.